What's up, everyone? Eli here. As I discussed in one of my last videos, or a couple of my last videos, this is going to be the new background, whatever you want to call it. It's still a work in progress, but I think it looks better than the old dusty shells that I used to sit in front of. But anyways, I got a collection update for you. A whole bunch of stuff that I've got from kind of different sources, so I'll just kind of go through that. We'll start with, I just made, a lot of these are just like small orders that I made. This one was through Unspeakable Acts Records. They were having a pretty good sale, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money, so I grabbed 2 tapes. One of them I just had to have. I've needed this tape for a long time, or just this album on some format anyways. And we have Infestor, To the Depths of Degradation. This is their sole full-length album, released by Moribund Records. I don't remember what year. These guys are from Seattle. They only had this album and then a demo or 2, but that's all they really ever did. Great stuff, though. This came out, like I said, Moribund Records. I want to say maybe 92 or 93, but don't quote me on that, of course. I don't know if I just said that. Headsplit Records originally put this tape out, so I'll kind of show you the J card here. Just got lyrics and song titles there. And then on the other side, you got some cool stuff, some cool artwork. Band members. So Drawn and Quarters, from Seattle, Drawn and Quartered. Their drummer, I think it's their original drummer, the guy that was in the band for a long time anyways. This was his band before that, Drawn and Quartered. I can't remember his name, Dario something. But yeah, anyways, great fucking album. You know, what can you say about this? It's just nasty, filthy death metal from the 90s. It's really, really good stuff for what it is. And the other tape, I just grabbed this just because it looked cool, and I really like Church of Disgust. So what we have is the Church of Disgust Cemetery Filth Split 2018 tour promo. Limited to 200 copies. There's the tape. Came with a little Church of Disgust, or no, came with a Cemetery Filth sticker, just a little square sticker. I don't have it right now. J card. So yeah, nice. Like I said, I mainly got it for Church of Disgust because I think they're pretty cool. Cemetery Filth aren't bad though. They're still kind of growing on me, I guess you could say. Next, sorry, I'm still getting used to this. Next, I got a couple cassettes that I picked up from my buddy Noah. He lives here in town, in my town. He runs a record label called Soli Nieve. I'm going to leave a link down below. I've ordered from him quite a few times. I've mentioned the label quite a few times. Both these bands here, they're both black metal bands. They're both from Boise, Idaho, and they both feature some of the same members. I don't usually like a lot of black metal from the U.S., to be fucking honest, but these both kind of grabbed my attention. First, we got Lunar Temple, and I think I've showed you these boxes that he does with his cassettes currently. You can't see that too well, but it's got the stamp there. That's the logo of the label. So you open up this like that. Inside you have, you know, whatever it comes with. So I got number 2 of 50 for that one. Comes with these cool cards. I'll just kind of... some cool imagery there. And then the cassette comes in this little sleeve. Flip that over. And it says that on the side. Renunciations, the album, or demo, or whatever. I think it's a demo. And you pull it out of this sleeve, obviously. Show you the tape. And the other side. Alright, this next one is called Possessive. I'm not real big on the band name, but whatever. That's not fucking important. By the way, Lunar Temple, I should probably kind of describe the sound. It's kind of like an atmospheric black metal, I guess you would call it. I'm not a big fan of that title, but you know, it's a good description, or descriptive, I guess you could say. So we're moving on to Possessive. This one is, I got number 50 of 50, so I'm assuming if he sold them all in order, I'm assuming there are none left. This one comes with a little poster. A lot of his releases will come with just different things, sometimes a pin, sometimes posters. This is pretty cool, actually. And as far as the sound of Possessive, this is more of like a really raw, dirty, nasty, kind of punk influenced black metal. It's good stuff, man. I liked it. Wouldn't have ordered it if I didn't. There's that. It's just called Demo. Possessive. Side of the tape, the other side, 50 of 50. So check those out. All right, next we got just a couple, small handful of 2018 releases. I have listened to most of them, not quite all. We got the new Hate Eternal album, Upon Desolate Sands. I don't really care for the album art, but I don't care for a lot of their album art. I just gave it one listen so far last night, and it's good. I mean, it's Hate Eternal, you know. There's not too much straying from usual formulas here, but it's just good death metal, good modern death metal, you know, done by an old school guy, which would be Eric Rutan, you know, of Morbid Angel and Ripping Corpse. So I mean, this thing is just full of, you know, real memorable guitar work. You know, his Rutan style is like, you know, very Voivod influenced, you know, death metal. He's a great player. He's definitely one of my favorite guitar players, and seems like a cool guy in general. So I didn't expect the album to blow me away or anything, but I did enjoy it on the first listen, and I'll be giving it a couple more for sure. And kind of similar, you know, kind of have similar feelings about this one too. We got the new Unleashed, The Hunt for the White Christ, or The Hunt for White Christ. I thought it was a pretty cool title, pretty cool cover art. I gave it one listen, I don't know, a week ago or so, and really, I mean, nothing really grabbed me. I have liked a lot of recent, if you would say, Unleashed albums, and I don't know, on this one, you know, on the first listen on this one, like I said, it just didn't really grab me. It sounds like, you know, a lot of hard work was put into it. It sounds great, you know, everything is played well. It's yet to grab me, but you know, that's just one listen. You can't really judge anything on one listen, at least I can't. And usually if I do, I'll prove myself wrong later on. And now we have the newest Bloodbath album, The Arrow of Satan is Drawn. Very cool title, very cool cover art. There's the back. I gotta say I'm disappointed in not the album, but Peaceville for going to Digipacks. This is the first Digipack I've ever gotten from Peaceville, and I wasn't real happy about it. I've always liked the way Peaceville has packaged their shit, their CDs, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of this Digipack craze. This is kind of cool. You slide that off, then you got that. It's got a really thick booklet, really thick. So I mean, a lot of work was put into that. I won't flip through it now. I've listened to this once. I thought it was real good. I can't really ever say much about an album after only listening to it one time, but I do like it. It is kind of, you know, the typical Bloodbath, you know, the typical, you know, very stock Swedish death metal sound, Stockholm sound, I should say. There are some black metal influences here and there to be found, which is kind of cool. Something that they never really had done before. As with the last full length, they still have Nick Holmes on vocals. Nick Holmes from Paradise Lost, and I think he does a really good job like he did on the last album. So that's cool. I think he's a nice addition to the band. And the last of those, I have the newest Mantar album, The Modern Art of Setting Ablaze. Mantar are a I don't know. I guess a lot of people will label them as sludge. They're from Germany, and it's funny because I read an interview with them not too long ago, and the interviewer said something about sludge, and it was only one of the guys from the band. This is a two-piece, and he kind of chimed in on that, and he said, that's funny that, you know, people call us sludge because, you know, we don't listen to any of that stuff. And it was funny, he even said, he's talking about it, the other guy's bandmate, he said, I bet you if you asked him about sludge, I don't think he's ever even heard of it. So it was funny. But I guess what they would consider their music is kind of like a doom, black metal, punk kind of hybrid, just kind of really their own thing. I haven't heard this yet, like I said, so I really can't say anything about it. And my experience with that band is pretty limited. Next we have some stuff, just some random things that I've grabbed from a couple of my local stores here. Got this. This was a total random find. I don't know much about it. I know it's a live recording with 5 tracks. Can't remember if some of these are... Yeah, these are covers, I think. No, one of them is a cover. A couple of them are covers? I don't know. I'm not the biggest expert on King Crimson, but this is called Heroes. I actually haven't listened to this yet. I do like King Crimson. I don't have a ton of their stuff so far. I have their debut album. That's all I got. So I've been wanting to get more. There you go. Not a whole lot to say about that yet, anyways. Next we have another King Crimson album. I heard really good things about this, and I've been wanting to hear it lately, so I'm glad I found it. This is a 30th anniversary edition. We have their album Discipline. This is kind of an era of the band that I'm not really familiar with, I want to say, because I've only heard their really early stuff, like their first 2 albums. And then I've heard Red as well. But anyway, so yeah, obviously I can't say shit about this album, but, you know, I've heard it's great, and I'm really excited to give it a listen ASAP. And their debut album is just fucking phenomenal. That's, you know, one of my favorite prog albums of all time, and I'm sure a lot of people can say that as well. Here's a band that I've only ever heard once. I've heard their debut album, and I thought it was pretty good. Kind of wrote them off for, I don't even know how long. Found this randomly and thought I'd pick it up. Got King's X, Dogman. I know Scott Waters, you know, over at No Life Till Metal loves this band. Absolutely loves them. At least on their debut album, I've heard they kind of have sounded a little different on different releases, but their debut album was kind of a prog rock album a little bit. I've heard this one is a little bit more 90s sounding, a little more grungy because it came out in like 94, I think. So yeah, but I've heard it's a good album, so maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't. We'll find out. Next we have 2 albums that I've honestly never heard. I've heard bits and pieces from this band. I own their newest album, and I think it's really good. So I got a couple albums from Sleep. This one is Sleep's Holy Mountain. This is the original Earache pressing from whatever year it came out. Like I said, I haven't heard it. Obviously, I mean, I've known of Sleep for decades. I really only kind of got around to listening to them. I mean, their sound, you know, this kind of doom or whatever you want to call it, not really my cup of tea, but I do like what they do. And I really like High on Fire. So this is the Southern Lord repress of Dope Smoker. Digipack. Imagine that. So it's the full album. It's a nice Digipack. It's the full album with a bonus track, Holy Mountain, May 1994, live, of course, played in San Francisco. I don't care about live tracks, literally ever, so that's probably cool for the diehards. Now here's one that's kind of eluded me over the years. Why I don't have it, or why I haven't ever had it before, I don't know. Because I'm a huge Slayer fan, but I got it now. We got Decade of Aggression. I mean, everyone's got this. Everyone. It's a live Slayer album. I mean, what else can I say? Which, I've seen Slayer live a bunch of times. I've never listened to them live, but cool to have. Next, we got a bunch of stuff that I got from my buddy Kevin. I've been showing shit that I've been buying from him, you know, on numerous videos in the past. Brain Smasher as well. I've hooked him up with Kevin, and he's been buying stuff from him as well. Kevin, I've mentioned before, is from the band Graveworm. I mean, well, he is the band, basically. It's his band. He threw in a couple things for me, which was really, really cool. I don't have all of Graveworm stuff, and I'm a big fan, so he threw me these Dark Souls of Hell, Into Battle. He gave me this this cassette. He didn't have this made, but someone else had it made, and you know, of course, gave him some copies, and it's really fucking cool. It's the Doom to Eternity album. I'll just kind of show that. Just the back, sides. A lot of hard work went into this, and it's really fucking cool. Slide it out of that slip case. There's the cover, and this is not the original cover. This is a cover that's exclusive to this cassette. There you go. There's the back. I'll open the cassette. The cassette looks like that. That, although it's a sticker, is the cover art, the original cover art. I'll show you better when it's on the inside of this too. The J card's really fucking cool. Pull the J card out. So this is like a door that opens up. It's got this little thing in here, which is cool. Doom to Eternity, number 4 of 30. You can read that if you want. I don't read backwards very well. Hopefully you do. Yeah, anyways, so you open those doors, and boom, there's the original artwork in all its glory. It's very cool. It's a really fucking cool J card, obviously. A lot of cool artwork. Very cool. Where is... This part is especially cool. A lot of you might appreciate this. Dedicated to Jim Kanya. A.K.A. Jim Sadist of Nunslaughter. He played drums on this album, and I believe this is the last full-length he ever played on. So, I mean, this album's cool for a lot of reasons. Obviously, Jim added... his drumming, he adds a very cool touch to Graveworm, kind of brings it alive. But even despite that, it's a really good album, even if it had a different drummer on it, or even a drum machine, which is known to be used by Kevin, because he always has a hard time, holding down drummers. So a lot of the times he just has to resort to drum machines, as do a lot of bands. And he also threw this in, War Beast and Command of Satan's Blade. Didn't have that either, so very cool to have. Now we'll get on to the other, the stuff that I ordered from him. This is a re-release of the debut Acheron album, Rites of the Black Mass. Obviously, that cover art's not as cool as the original. It's him out of Dying Music. Not as cool as the original, but it's still cool. And I'm all for re-releases having different artwork. It's it's cool when they do that. It depends. Sometimes it's just not as cool as the original, but it also kind of brings something new to the table. So like maybe if one of the older fans already owns the album, maybe they'll buy this one for the different cover art, and this one has bonus tracks too. It's got the 1990 demo material. If you want to see the original cover, if you haven't, looks like that. Like I said, debut Acheron full length, fucking killer Florida death metal. I really, really, really like this band. That's been sorely needed in my collection forever. Here's a band that I've honestly listened to this band quite a few times over the years, but I've never owned anything from them. So we got Axes of Advance with Strike. It's a Black Death, metal band from Canada. It's got Jay Reed, of course. Jay Reed, you're gonna know from countless Canadian bands. Dude's a monster fucking drummer. Really good stuff. If you like if you like Blasphemy and stuff, the early Canadian war metal. I mean, this is definitely for you. All that Ross Bay cult stuff that fits right in there. Here's an album and band that I've never ever heard, but I've heard good things, and I thought I'd pick it up. Ben Smasher actually talked about them in one of his last videos. Band called Mangled, their full-length Ancient Times. Fuck, man, I forget where Mangled are from, so sorry about that. You'll have to look them up. They're a death metal band. I want to say from somewhere in Scandinavia, but I'm really not sure. So yeah, I've heard really good things. This is no, they're from the Netherlands. There we go. This is an original pressing from Fadeless Records. I know they're a death metal band, but I really can't say what they sound like. I'll have to listen soon, so sorry about that. This is a promo copy, but still cool to have. We have old Florida band Resurrection with Embalmed Existence. There's some, sorry about the glare, but that is, what's his name? Not Ed Repka, but Dan Seagrave artwork. I always knew this band from Alex Marquez playing drums on it. This is a Nuclear Blast first pressing, but it's a demo. So, or not a demo, but it's a promo, which I really don't care. Cool death metal. I mean, it's not. It's really good death metal. I mean, it's not standout death metal or anything. I mean, these guys don't. They're not chomping at the bit. Challenging, Death or Morbid Angel or anything like that. But it's still good stuff. Here's an album I've been wanting ever since it came out too, and I never ended up picking it up, which is stupid, but I got it now. We got the most recent, I should say, full length from Denial of God. Dark cover art, so that's really hard to see, so I apologize. Terrible. Black metal from Denmark. This came out on Hell's Headbangers Records. These guys always gave me a really cool vibe. Like, they reminded me of some of that, like, old Doom from Italy. That old, like, that kind of occult Italian Doom. And I don't know for sure, but I would imagine that stuff would kind of be an influence on this band. I'm throwing that in there. I have no idea if that's a fact or not. But that's especially with this release, that's definitely been a vibe that I've gotten. Maybe not as much on their older stuff, but on this one, I definitely get that vibe. And even the cover art, and, the purple, the occult symbols and everything. I mean, I could totally see that. Or even Mortuary Drape, also probably a big influence on that band, that album specifically. Here's a good one. Holy shit! Glad to have this finally. Now I have the first two Hades albums. So we got the Dawn of the Dying Sun, their second album on this is an original pressing, Full Moon Productions. Classic. I talked about them a little bit more in I think my last video. Classic Norwegian black metal. And I got one more before I have some other stuff to talk about. But wrapping this up pretty soon here, we got Diaboli from Finland. Mesmerized in Darkness. This is a original pressing from Unisound Records out of Greece. Black metal band out of Finland. I don't think this is his best work, to be honest. I think he did much better work later on, but it's still cool to have, and it's still a good album in my opinion. Next, we just have a couple movies that I picked up lately. Stuff that I'm stoked on, though. We got Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Season 5. One of my favorite fucking shows. Don't have all the seasons yet, so I'm really, really happy to have that. I still need From 6 on. If anyone has any of those, throw them my way if you want. Then we got Taste the Blood of Dracula. I had never seen this before, so it was a nice watch. Not the best Dracula movie I've ever seen, but it was good. I enjoyed it. I think I've already watched it twice. I just picked this up today. I've been wanting this for quite a while. Haven't even seen it yet, to be honest. I love David Lynch's work, so we got Blue Velvet, 25th Anniversary Edition, whatever that means. Haven't seen it. Heard great things. Really stoked to fucking watch it. Like I said, I do love David Lynch's work. A lot of it took me kind of a long time to come around to, but when I did, it was worth it. And last but definitely not least, I've been waiting for this movie to come out for a long time, and I still haven't watched it. I'm gonna watch it today. We got Mandy. Oh boy. I've been waiting for this one, man. Nicolas Cage returning to true form. from what I've seen. I've seen a lot of spoilers. I already know how this movie starts and ends, unfortunately, which was stupid of me, but I couldn't help myself. The original cover is actually that, but I flipped it around because that is just way fucking cooler. Talk a little bit about this movie anyways. I'm not going to really talk about the movie itself, but what really excited me is that it's the second movie by Panos Cosmatos, who is a Greek director. I just totally randomly bought his first movie maybe a year ago or less and was kind of blown away by it. Hold on, I actually have it over here. It's called Beyond the Black Rainbow, and pretty phenomenal movie, to be honest. And this was his first full-length ever. Full-length? Is that what it's called? Anyway, his first movie ever made. First time directing a movie, goddamn. And really fucking good, so check that out. But ever since I heard he was doing a movie with Nicolas Cage, I had to get it. And after watching, you know, like I said, tons of spoilers and shit, I'd really like to read or watch or whatever some like interviews or something with this director, because he's got to be a metal fan. There's tons of imagery in this movie that is like still shots and stuff that is inspired by like classic heavy metal covers, album covers. Mandy, who is this girl here in the movie, she's wearing like Motley Crue shirts and stuff like that. There's a part in the movie where the title of the movie, Mandy, flashes across the screen, and it's in like black metal font. It's cool as fuck, and like I said, this guy's got to be a metal fan, so I'd really like to kind of pick his brain about that shit. But anyways, that's all I got. I'm done here now. I'm going to go get on with my day. You guys can too, now that you've watched a cool video, I guess. Next time you see me, I'll have more shit in the background. I have 1,000 posters that I've never used, so it'll be a little bit more colorful and vibrant. Then I need to work on the lighting. After that, I need to get rid of the glare. My videos are just plagued with glare every time I make one. But other than that, anyway, enough bitching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting, subscribing. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk soon. Cheers.